More in Walsall. Thanks for that, Kevin, on the text. And we've had loads of other mentions of places around the West Midlands as well. All started because of claims that lives are being put at risk due to the thoughtless actions of fly tippers along a Birmingham canal. Nick Worthington from British Waterways is urging people to clean up the area around Ladywood that we visited earlier. He joins us now. Good morning, Nick.
Hi, Adrian. How are you?
I'm fine, mate. Now, as I say, you set this particular hare running, and we've had Kate Walker out at the spot that you're particularly concerned about. Just tell us more about that and what you're trying to get local people to do there.
Well, Adrian, as you know, the canals in the Birmingham and Black Country are fantastic assets and resources for the communities. They really are the blue arteries running through our area. And they're a great resource, really, to enjoy the environment for our communities. But unfortunately, they're being spoilt by the minority who are leaving litter, and also there's some major deliberate fly tipping taking place, which not only affects the wildlife, which we have, but also can affect people's health. And we're really trying to encourage people to take responsibility locally and try and capture these culprits. And we can work together with our partners such as the Environment Agency and the local authorities, and we can get these people prosecuted and we can start to make a difference.
And where was this specific area? Just remind us in Birmingham that you were concerned about.
There's a particular area in Birmingham near Ladywood off Northbrook Road, which is close to Icknield Port, if you know that area. But we have quite a few pockets of these problem areas all over the system, really. So we're not really just looking at one area, we're looking at the whole of the Birmingham and Black Country generally, and trying to get the local communities to help us in dealing with these problems.
Of course, communities might say, well, it tends to be people from outside who are causing the problem, especially with regard to fly tipping. You're unlikely to dump an old sofa or an old fridge to a piece of canal close to where you live, because you know that it will ruin the quality of life around there. So if they haven't caused it, why should they clean it up?
Well, there is the deliberate fly tipping, which of course you're talking about, which may have come from outside of a particular area. But of course, it can just mean one person dropping a crisp packet or a cigarette packet, and they may think, well, it doesn't really matter, it's just one packet. But if you can imagine 1,000 people doing that, it accumulates. And it's not just the deliberate fly tipping, where you might just have a van load tipped. It's the general accumulation that we have to tackle. And we have a rubbish boat, for example, in Birmingham city centre going out 5 days a week, which obviously stretches our resources pretty significantly. And really, we'd rather be spending our resources on other things. And the only way of getting around that is to try and get the communities to help us. And we had a fantastic clean-up campaign in Wolverhampton just 2 months ago, where we had volunteers from all over the country. Spent the whole weekend in Wolverhampton near the Broad Street Basin, and they cleaned the canal out. It was absolutely superb. So people really do love the Birmingham and Black Country canals, and we know that the communities love them as well, and they are fantastic havens for wildlife. I mean, have you been down the Dudley canals, Adrian?
I have, Nick, actually, yeah.
And the amount of moorhens and coots, kingfishers, it's fantastic, isn't it? In what is predominantly an industrial area.
Indeed. Well, as you say, they are the kind of the blue arteries. Nick, you've raised the point there. Hopefully people are listening and will take action, and we've done our little bit to highlight the issue this morning. So good luck to you with all your regeneration and attempts to clean up the areas around the canals of the West Midlands. That's Nick Worthington there from British Waterways. And Kate Walker, as I say, has been out and about looking at fly tipping black spots all around the West Midlands. She'll be out and about again tomorrow looking at, well, whatever, maybe something that you want to suggest to us that Kate should be out looking at. If you've got any ideas of the kind of stories that involve our local communities that Kate really ought to be taking a gander at, just drop me an email. It's adrian.goldberg@bbc.co.uk. It's now 2 minutes to 10.